The story begins in space, 650 kilometers above Earth, where there is no gravity, no sound. Floating silently along the blue curve of the planet is a space station, orbiting Earth at terrifying speed. Inside and around it works a small team of astronauts led by Matt, a calm and experienced commander who has done missions like this more times. With him are two crew members. One of them is Dr. Stone. Stone is not a soldier or an adrenaline junkie. She is a medical engineer and hardware specialist. And this is her very first time in space. On Earth, she is brilliant. Up here, surrounded by endless darkness, she is clearly nervous. Still, she is here for a reason. For days, the team has been repairing the Hubble telescope, one of humanity's most important eyes on the universe. Then NASA interrupts. Mission Control warns them about orbital debris, fragments from a Russian satellite that was intentionally destroyed by a missile. The pieces did not vanish. They shattered, and now they are racing around Earth at 32,000 kilometers per hour, slamming into other satellites and creating even more debris. A chain reaction in space. NASA gives a clear order. Abort the mission immediately. Matt turns to Dr. Stone and tells her to move. Before they can escape, the debris storm arrives. The station is struck violently. Metal explodes. In the chaos, Stone is slammed hard. She loses her grip and is thrown away from the station, spinning uncontrollably into open space. For Stone, this is pure terror. Her breathing spirals out of control. She spins faster and faster, unable to stop. Watching the station drift farther and farther away, Matt reacts instantly, speaks to her steadily, keeps her focused. Using his experience and the little fuel he has left, he tracks her movement and reaches her just in time. He grabs her, secures her to his suit, and together they make their way back. But when they return to the station, it is already dead. Every other crew member has been killed by the debris. Now it is just Matt and Stone, two people alone, orbiting a planet that suddenly feels impossibly far away. Their only hope is the International Space Station, about 1,500 kilometers away. Using the limited propulsion in their suits, they begin drifting toward the ISS, pushing themselves through the void like castaways on a cosmic ocean. As they travel, the story slows down. Stone starts to talk. She tells Matt about her life on Earth, about her daughter, a little girl she loved more than anything. One ordinary day, her daughter went to school and never came back. An accident. Since then, Stone has not really been living, only existing. Work became her escape. Matt listens quietly. He understands loss in his own way. Eventually, they reach the ISS, or what remains of it. The station is badly damaged by the same debris storm. Panels are torn apart. Entire sections are destroyed. There is no sign of life. Matt realizes the truth. The crew must have evacuated long ago. Time is running out. Matt makes a risky decision. He uses the last of his suit's propulsion to push them faster toward the station. It works, but too well. They slam into the ISS at high speed. The impact is brutal. They are thrown violently. The tether connecting them snaps. Stone is flung forward, but her foot catches in tangled parachute lines hanging from the station. She is barely holding on. She reaches out and grabs Matt, but immediately Matt understands the problem. The ropes are not strong enough to hold both of them. If they stay like this, they will both drift away and die. Matt makes a choice that defines who he is. He tells Stone the truth. One of them has to survive. Stone refuses. She begs him not to let go. She knows exactly what it means. If he disconnects, he will drift endlessly into space alone. He tells her the ISS cannot bring her home, but there is a small spacecraft attached to it. From there, she could reach a Chinese space station only 100 kilometers away. That station has a return capsule. It is her only chance. Then Matt disconnects. Slowly and silently, he drifts away, still speaking to her, comforting her, until his voice fades into nothing. Stone watches him disappear into the darkness. Inside the ISS, Stone is finally alone. She tries contacting Earth again and again. Hundreds of attempts. Nothing. No voices, no instructions, no hope. She might be the last human alive in orbit. Stone thinks of her daughter. She realizes that if she gives up now, then death wins twice. She decides she is going home. Suddenly, alarms blare. A fire breaks out inside the damaged station. Sparks fly. Smoke fills the air. She moves to another module and prepares to detach the escape spacecraft. There is one problem. She has never been trained for this. Her hands shake. Panic creeps back in. Then she notices something simple. Instruction manuals. Step by step, she teaches herself what to do. She successfully detaches the spacecraft. But as it pulls away, it becomes tangled in the same parachute lines. Stone has to go outside again. As she exits the craft to clear the ropes, her heart sinks. Through the darkness, she sees it. The debris storm is coming back, and this time, she is directly in its path. Fragments tear through it like paper. She doesn't stay to watch it die. Seconds before the debris reaches her, she dives back into the small spacecraft and launches toward the Chinese space station, the last lifeline she has left. For a moment, it works. The station shrinks behind her. Then everything shuts down. The lights die. The screens go dark. The engine's hum vanishes. Silence. Stone freezes. She starts pressing buttons, random and frantic, hoping something will respond. Instead, the situation collapses faster. Warning lights flare. The fuel is gone. Completely empty. The spacecraft becomes a metal coffin, drifting helplessly through space. Stone tries to contact NASA again, and somehow a signal connects. Hope floods her face. She speaks quickly, explaining everything, her situation. Then she realizes something is terribly wrong. This isn't NASA. The voice in the other end belongs to a random man, someone on Earth. They can hear each other, but they don't speak the same language. That realization breaks her. Stone collapses into tears. She asks him to remember her, to tell her story to someone. But the man can't understand her. Stone looks around the darkened spacecraft and makes a decision. She's tired. She turns off the oxygen supply. If death is coming anyway, she won't wait for it slowly. As the oxygen drops, her breathing weakens. And then Matt appears. He's suddenly there, right in front of her, calm but furious. He immediately turns the oxygen back on and yells at her. He scolds her for giving up, for surviving all of this only to quit at the very end. He tells her that pain isn't permission to surrender, that she still has a chance and she's throwing it away. Matt sits beside her and carefully explains what to do, how to land the spacecraft, how to stay calm when everything starts burning. Then he looks at her and says something simple. Close your eyes and promise me you'll make it home. Stone closes her eyes, and she promises. When she opens them, Matt is gone. The truth settles in. He was never there. He died drifting into space. This was her mind clinging to hope, creating one final push to survive. But that hallucination changes everything. It reminds her why she has to live. Stone turns the oxygen back on. The spacecraft still has no fuel, but she refuses to stop. Using nothing but a fire extinguisher, she pushes herself forward inch by inch, breaking every rule, driven by pure desperation. Against all odds, she reaches the Chinese space station. There's no time to celebrate. The debris storm returns, ripping into the station. Panels explode. Fire spreads. Time runs out. Stone forces her way into a small emergency capsule, built for absolute last resort survival. As the station tears itself apart, she detaches the capsule, and suddenly she's falling. The capsule accelerates wildly toward Earth. As it hits the atmosphere, the outside ignites in a wall of fire. The heat is brutal. The capsule shakes violently. Stone panics. She's come this far only to burn alive? Flames surround her. The capsule roars. After endless silence and fire streaking across the sky, she finally crashed into the ocean. The capsule hissed as it rocked in the waves, half broken, half alive. Her hands trembled, the metal groaned open, and a rush of icy salt water poured in, biting at her skin. She almost sank beneath the surface. But not this time. After all the chaos, after all the fear, she pushed through the water, gasping, fighting, surviving. And when she finally broke through to the surface, her face held a quiet peace. With that, this movie ends. If you love this video, you have to check this one.